Fang King in the house. What is up, y'all? Welcome back to another video on the channel. And I know it isn't a video game. We're gonna be trying to do some more reactionary based things on the channel. So right now we're doing Metal Sonic versus Cell, the most recent death battle. I know who I'm really kind of hoping get the dub, just because, you know, I know who my boy is, but that's okay. But with all that being said, I'm joined with my boy J Rich Gaming. Go ahead and say what's up, G.
What's up, y'all? What's up, y'all? Welcome. This is J Rich Gaming in the building. I know y'all normally don't be seeing me like this, but I'm Spider-Man. At least, you know, this is the black version. That's not Miles Morales, but J Rich version of Spider-Man in the building. Yes, sir.
You mean, hey, bro, you the crackhead Spider-Man that be robbing people. You ain't no friendly neighborhood nothing. You the friendly neighborhood bruh man, that's what you is.
Yeah, from the fifth floor.
From the fifth, yo. But with all that being said, y'all, we gonna hop into this and are you ready?
Also, this, I don't know, disclaimer, this is Death Battles video, but we're gonna be reacting to it.
So I guess, you know, in the description I'm gonna have to figure out how to like make sure to give them credit, but this is all their work. We're just reacting to it. So
and there's gonna be a part one, part two. Part one, which you're watching right now, is going to be the information part, and part two is going to be on my channel where they box, where they fight.
For real. So with all that being said, you ready to hop in?
Let's get it.
Alright, and all jokes aside, like I said before, if I didn't say it already, please like, comment, sub on the channel. That'd be great. It help a brother out. Hit a brother with a help a brother out special, you know, the HBA special, that'd be great. Or HBO, technically, it'd be HBO. Shout out to I couldn't even remember, I can't remember your channel, but if you ever see this and it come across, you know exactly who I'm talking about. Like I'm sending you the telepathy, homie. And so who you think gonna win, G?
Well, you know, since I'm a Dragon Ball Z guy, but I'm also a guy that know Death Battle way too well, man. They always like to, they like to hold the Dragon Ball Z characters, man. So, you know, I think Metal Sonic, but I won't say I'm going to Dragon Ball Z, bro. You know, someone got to hold the faith for him. I guess I'll pick Mel.
Okay, I feel you. But all right, let's go ahead and hop in. Okay, that was kind of nice.
Cell versus Metal Sonic.
Which copycat android is truly the superior model?
He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle.
Go ahead, right there. All right.
There's a monster stalking Gingertown. No one who's seen it has lived to tell the tale. All it left behind was their clothes. Something ate these people's insides, leaving only a shadow behind.
Some kind of creature driven only by the need to feed.
He made it
new apex predator, the ultimate life form.
The Namekian Piccolo went to investigate this manslayer and discovered that it was intelligent. Its tail could unravel to absorb its hapless victims and add their energy to its wretched gestalt.
But the nightmare was only just beginning, because for its last trick, somehow this freak of nature knew the Kamehameha.
The mystery of this creature's origin was decades in the making. Years ago, the world was terrorized by the most advanced paramilitary organization in history, the Red Ribbon Army.
Until they got rocked by this little kung fu gremlin, Son Goku.
But Red Ribbon's dream of revenge lived on within their head scientist, Dr. Gero.
Hiding away in his spooky cave laboratory, Gero would go to work studying the Z fighters from afar, learning everything there was to know about him.
And building a series of androids that would destroy his spiky-haired nemesis once and for all.
He made a ton of them. Infinite energy androids, key absorbing androids, trucker head androids, and even Ginger Android.
However, none of Jiro's creations were capable of matching that drive to improve that Goku and his fellow martial artists possessed.
Luckily, he had one more android left. A cute little booger so complex he'd take years after Jiro's death to complete. Its name was Cell.
Born from a single cell, get it? This android possessed the genetic information of all the greatest warriors that had battled on Earth, and, when fully evolved, would become unstoppable.
And with their DNA, Cell absorbed all their powers and techniques too.
Common among all of them is the power to manipulate Ki, or the energy that exists in all living things, and weaponize it to fire energy blasts, fly at faster than light speeds, move things with telekinesis, and create force fields.
From the humans, Krillin and Tien, Cell knows the multiform technique, Destructo Disc, and the Tri-Beam, his extra special favorite. Oh, weird, I'm not seeing Chaozu on this list. Sorry, bud.
Is Chaozu human?
Oh.
Okay. Cell can fire the Death Beam, as well as breathe in and travel through the vacuum of space with the alien genes of Frieza and his father.
And because he's got Piccolo's DNA, Cell can regenerate humongous damage to his body at the cost of some Ki.
Cell has survived having half his body vaporized multiple times, and cannot be destroyed unless the small cluster of cells at the core of his being is eradicated.
Should that little bugger survive, Cell will always return, even stronger than before because of the Saiyan DNA he got from Goku and Vegeta. Definitely the cream of the genetic crop.
Sure, he can perfectly replicate attacks like the Gallic Gun, Spirit Bomb, and of course Kamehameha, as well as teleport by locking onto a living being's key signature.
But the best part of being a Saiyan is how much crazy stronger they get every time they almost die.
They can even evolve to become orders of magnitude stronger in the midst of battle. Combine that with Cell's healing factor, and he is effectively the ultimate warrior.
Like a perpetual shonen motion machine.
Driven by a biological imperative, Cell wanted nothing more than to devour Jiro's previous androids, 17 and 18, believing it would make him perfect.
Only one problem. The Cell we know was born in the future, and both 17 and 18 had been destroyed. So he murdered Trunks and went back in time. Not our Trunks, future Trunks. Well, not future Trunks, but another future Trunks. It's very complicated. There's like 5 timelines.
As Cell defeated and absorbed the androids, he evolved, not only getting stronger, but changing his personality and developing a lust for battle.
He became less creepy bug serial killer and more, well, Saiyan. After exploiting that very Saiyan arrogance and warrior's pride, Cell finally became perfect.
And easily dominated Trunks and Vegeta, the latter of whom had decades of battle experience under his belt.
Perfect Cell's power was off the charts. He could threaten the whole Earth just by powering up. With a full power Kamehameha, he was even capable of destroying our entire solar system.
While the vast majority of our solar system's mass is located in the sun, this still means that Cell's Ki wave would have to reach 2.8 billion miles to eradicate every planet.
But Wiz, maybe he was just exaggerating.
Not likely. Cell's claim has been backed up in multiple guidebooks, and even demonstrated outright in the video games.
Cell's even stronger in the anime adaptation, considering the time Frieza blew up Namek. In the anime, the explosion was literally hundreds of light years wide and lit up the friggin' galaxy.
And Cell was far stronger than Frieza was at that point in time.
Hell, the Namekians could sense him all the way from a different galaxy and thought he might be a threat to the whole universe.
He's also incredibly fast, capable of blitzing even the strongest Z fighters at the time. Goku flew from Grand Kai's planet of heaven all the way to hell, hundreds of billions of light years in half a minute. And that was in his base form.
Yeah, that's cool, but how about the power to squeeze Mini Cell Juniors out of your butt? What? Never heard of that Ki technique? Call it the Kegel.
Perfect Cell was entirely without peer, and, no longer wedded to Jiro's petty grudge, decided to prove it with a tournament.
The Cell Games! And if Goku couldn't even beat him, what hope did anyone else have? Vegeta couldn't even handle a Cell Junior.
Their last hope was Goku's own son, Gohan.
After Cell arrogantly let him power up, Gohan unleashed his rage, pushed the bug monster to his absolute limits, and beat him. Wow, Cell, you really are related to Vegeta, aren't you?
In truth, Cell was a victim of his own success. The same Saiyan genes that made him all-powerful also sowed the seeds of his defeat.
He got so mad he even blew himself up. Maybe he does have some Chaozu in him after all.
Even that wasn't enough to totally put him down, and he came back with the same Super Saiyan power-up that Gohan had just unlocked.
Super Perfect Cell! Now with more lightning, in a battle for the ages, Cell put the entire weight of his biological programming against one lone Saiyan and went the distance.
But in the end, it still wasn't enough. No matter how brilliantly Dr. Gero copied the Z-Fighters, he still couldn't quite figure out their knack for going beyond.
What can be destroyed can always be rebuilt. All it takes to recreate the most fearsome warrior in the universe is one single cell.
I think they...
Oh, okay.
Hey, real quick, did you know Death Metal launched our own tabletop gaming channel? It's called The Nightly Brew. We're doing Dungeons and Dragons, Blood on the Clock Tower, and a bunch of other stuff. I'd love if you could check it out. We just finished our campaign through the old school Tomb of Horrors, the most infamous dungeon in D&D history. Here's a clip. You quadruple in size and bump into multiple of the columns. There's no way you can fit in this room without touching columns. So you begin floating up.
This is my last character.
As giant balloon soot drifts closer to the demon face. God. When he gets just a couple feet away from the mouth, soot disappears.
Oh shit! You were like, "Oh, this dungeon's terrible. It's the most like everybody dies. It's the hardest thing." And I was like, "We've got this." These other sessions, and then we hit this fucking room, and I am at my limit. I hate this,
bro. You ain't got that
with all of my being. Look at fucking she's giving
Yo, goddamn homie out here sounding like Stewie when you know? Yes.
Time and again, the world and its cuddly forest critters were threatened by the evil and oval Dr. Ivo Eggman Robotnik.
And time and again, that same world and those same critters were saved by Sonic the Hedgehog. No matter how many robotic badniks the good doctor threw at his blue spiky nemesis, his schemes were always 6 spin jumps to the glowing weak spot away from getting cracked and scrambled.
But it wouldn't be over easy for Eggman. If he couldn't defeat the Blue Blur, he would make his own, Metal Sonic.
Well, 0 points on creativity for that name, but goddamn, he does look metal as hell.
They say imitation is the sincerest form of flattery, so Eggman built Metal with more than enough blast processing to match his prototype.
Metal can zoom around at massively hypersonic speeds, fast enough to fly to nearby planets in seconds.
He's tougher than Eggman's standard equipment, some of which can survive black holes.
Metal can use all of Sonic's power-ups, and even replicate his classic spin dash and light speed attack.
But he's got moves of his own.
He can attack with energy blast, fire a chest laser, surround himself in an electric aura, or an impenetrable force field.
By overloading his circuitry with energy, Metal can activate V maximum overdrive, quadrupling his acceleration and obliterating anything in his path, at the risk of self-destructing.
You'd think all that'd be enough to turn the rodent into roadkill, but it only took one showdown on Stardust Speedway to send Metal to the scrap heap.
On paper, Metal should be able to outmatch Sonic in every way, and yet he doesn't. For some reason, Eggman wasn't able to capture that ineffable quality that makes Sonic the fastest thing alive. Metal's defeats at the hands of Sonic and his friends sharpened his AI into a seething hatred of his rival and a burning desire to prove himself superior.
Yeah, well, when you're getting your supersized red ass handed to you by Charmy B, you know something's gone horribly wrong.
Metal's defeats gave him an existential crisis. If he was created to surpass Sonic and couldn't even manage that, what was he? Why should he exist?
Never one to admit defeat, Eggman took Metal back to the drawing board and birthed him anew.
This Neo Metal Sonic was, above all, far smarter.
Especially after he copied Eggman's intelligence and took over his empire. And we mean literally copied. If Metal started as Sonic's copycat, why not hunt all of his furry friends down and copy them too?
Neo Metal Sonic is equipped with scanners in his optic receptors that can copy a person's biodata, giving him the ability to recreate all of their abilities in seconds.
Like the Sonic Boom, Knuckles' Hammer Punch, Tails' magical swiveling asshole, and Big's ability to suck at fishing.
Metal isn't just learning their moves, he can replicate more esoteric powers like silver psychokinesis, manufacture Rouge's mechanical bat guards, or alter his very biology to copy Espio's chameleon invisibility. It's worth mentioning that biological data is a real scientific term, and can refer to molecular structures like the genome sequence within a living organism's DNA.
Yeah, his copying is so busted, it doesn't really matter that he's a robot made of metal. If you can do it, so can he. Probably helps that he can shapeshift and regenerate his whole body from a puddle.
Likely by copying one of the mightiest beings on the planet, the god of destruction, Chaos.
Not the only chaos he's encountered.
By scanning the ultimate life form, Shadow the Hedgehog, he gained his ability to manipulate some of the most powerful artifacts in the universe.
You mean the Chaos Emeralds?
Yes. The emeralds contain an infinite wellspring of mystical power and life energy. With them, Metal can perform Shadow's chaos control. He can teleport, warp, and distort space, boost his speed, and stop time. And with either the Chaos Emeralds or Master Emerald, he can transform into Super Neo Metal Sonic.
Completely invulnerable and completely golden, Super Neo Metal Sonic can move at faster than light speeds and has the power to move continents.
The emeralds are inconceivably powerful. They've been used to fuel Eggman's Death Egg, which could obliterate star systems.
On their own, they can even create and destroy whole universes.
Other super characters like Sonic have battled and defeated beings like the Time Eater, who could destroy multiple dimensions and timelines in seconds. At their peak, 3 super hedgehogs have even fought Solaris, who nearly consumed Sonic's entire multiverse.
So Super Neo Metal Sonic should be just as powerful as any of them, though he's gotta be quick because all that power only lasts a short time.
The road to total domination was nearly at an end. After manipulating Sonic and friends and copying their abilities, Metal eventually combined their biodata with the mighty Egg Fleet and became Metal Overlord.
Complete with missiles, giant crystal projectiles, and the strength to match 3 supersonic heroes all by himself, Overlord is all-time final boss material.
And he knew it. His ego might as well have had its own health bar. Metal's drive to surpass his rival had morphed into the delusional belief that he was the original, and Sonic the loathsome copy.
A copy that Metal had finally outclassed. All the heroes Metal had gathered had to team up to take him down.
He may have stolen their abilities, but Metal never possessed the thing that made the Sonic heroes successful: their friendship and teamwork.
Aw, how cute!
Oh, friendship.
Gag. Probably should have added some of those goddamn rails to the final boss fight, because it is impossible to land on those things. After getting trashed again, Eggman reprogrammed Metal to purge any bits of rebelliousness from his code.
Metal returned to being the Eggman Army's chief enforcer, always proving invaluable as the Bad Doctor's greatest creation, now completely obedient once again.
I don't know, Wiz. Who knows what's really going on behind those glowing red eyes? Maybe Metal is more cunning than he lets on, and is only biding his time until he can take over again.
Maybe the most powerful thing that Metal copied was the ability to lie.
Hey, I'm Chad, the voice of Boomstick, and if you don't believe...
Okay, well, that's pretty much all the details, because pretty much I'm knowing after, you know, Chad says all his stuff here, we're going to be hopping straight to the fighting. So, with hearing all that information, what you think? What you think?
You know, my man Metal Sonic, I didn't know that he ventured in the Naruto verse and got that Sharingan. You know, I never knew he was like that. Yeah. I didn't know he was like that.
That's how he basically got over in Sonic Heroes. Basically, like, every time you completed, I think it was 4 teams, because it was Team Hero, Team Dark, Team Chaotic, and Team Amy, or Team Rose. Mm-hmm. So every time, like, they would fight somebody, he would copy what they did, and he would just continue to copy it and copy it and copy it and copy it. Like, Metal Sonic is like, he's ridiculous. It basically, Sonic Heroes was what happens if Metal Sonic gets off the leash. Like, Metal Sonic could do some dumb crap. So just imagine if he had the Chaos Emerald in Sonic Heroes. They wasn't winning that shit. He was gonna put them all in the body bag, and that man would have taken over the Earth on his own. He the Sonic version of Ultron, bro.
And it'll been all because of Dr. Eggman, huh?
Dude, Dr. Eggman, listen, the Robotnik family stay creating things in, you know, in the Sonic universe that could literally end the entire verse in one hit, bro. Like, they stay doing that. Like, the Space Colony arc, his grandfather created. As soon as his grandfather created that, like, you could blow up the Earth in one hit, bro. Like, is it that deep? Is it that deep?
It's like at that point, don't let the Red Ribbon Army and the Robotniks team up.
It's game. It's game, bro. It's straight game. It's straight game. Like, they gonna be doing too much. Like, the Robotniks on their own are just dummy smart, and then you just kind of combine all of that with the Red Ribbon Army and their resources. They'll go stupid, bro. They will go entirely stupid. But with all that being said, y'all, I really do hope you guys enjoyed the reaction. You know, I know we was talking a lot, or I was talking a little bit during it, but
it's all good. It's all good. Let them know you can see the original video.
I didn't want it to be just full dead space, but
right.
I do feel that after hearing all this, you know, I feel like Metal Sonic might have a leg up in the endurance and skills base. Like, yes, you know, Cell can off a planet, but just being able to have the ability to like copy, you know, bio.
Okay,
basically
I'll say this, Deuce. This is how I think the fight's gonna end up being. I feel like Cell's gonna win because I don't think Metal Sonic will have the capability to banish him completely like how Gohan did, in my opinion.
See, you got a point. Because the only way I would see like Metal Sonic even probably getting some level of a dub is to like assimilate him in some way. But like,
and if he don't got that power to like, you know, do that, then he ain't gonna beat no Cell.
Nah, but I get what you're saying. I definitely get what you're saying.
Because you can be all like, oh, he can move continents and stuff. Oh, yeah, Cell can instant transmission to wherever he wants to. Come on now.
That's true. But I'm hoping Metal win, though. Low-key, I'm hoping Metal win.
I was about to say, bro, Dragon Ball need that dub, bro.
Nah,
they all getting...
Yeah, you know what? They do be getting hold on Death Battle, bro. They do be getting hold, bro. They get straight hold in this shit, bro. Every freaking time. But yo, all y'all, with all that being said, thank you for joining us for our very first dual reaction. Please leave a like, comment, and sub on both my part and his part. That would be greatly appreciated. Like I said, give us both the HBO special. That would be great. And I think it's the Mediocre Podcast. I think that's what the name of his channel's called. So if that is what it's called, you know, like, shout out to you, because that HBO special joint is kind of nice. That's a nice little kick right there. So with all that being said, I got one word for you. It got 5 letters, and that shit is peace. Laters.